Hi, it's Pavel again, and today we have a classic palindrome homework uh, in C Sharp. Again, it's from book C Sharp 2012, How to Program, Chapter 5, Exercise 30. Alright, if in case you don't know what palindrome is, it's a sequence of characters that read the same backwards as forward. So, for example, 555 or one is a palindrome, obviously, because it's the same from the, left to right as well as from right to left. The same 1 2 3 to 1, it is the same from left to right and right to left. So we will write an app that reads in 5-digit integers and determines whether it's a palindrome. If the number is not 5 digits long, we'll display an error message, but we will not quit the app. We will allow the user to enter a new value. So let's get started. As always, we need some variables. Now I will hold the integers actually in a string. To me, that makes more sense to check each character. But you can use it as you can use them as an integer and compare each integer as well. But that would be a different approach. So this is mine. String. Okay, I need a string number. That's the number that the user will enter. I will need the same number backwards, and I will compare them. So this one will be number back, and it will be initialized to empty. This one actually 2, and it's just initial values that they will change, and we will need the index, which would be the index for each character that within the string that we will manipulate and compare. Right, so that will be initialized to 0. Let's ask user for the input. Please enter a number to determine whether it is a palindrome. Alright, and we will store that in our number. Number is already a string, so no conversion is needed because the input is obviously a string as well. Console.read line. And let's loop. Let's loop through the characters. We will loop until the number.length, which is the length of the string, is greater than 5. And we will, this is going to give the user, all right, here, we will check basically if the user entered number greater than 5. If he did, we will prompt him and ask him to re-enter the number. So, because remember, we're supposed to have only up to 5 digits. So in other words, 5 characters. Console.write line. Number must be no more than 5 digits. Try again. And we will store it again in our variable number. So that read line. Or if you use the if statement, it would ask him only once. If he entered it wrong again, it would keep going to the next line. This is repeated until user enters a number that is less than 5 characters, less than 5 digits. All right, and once that is done, once the user entered the correct number, we can loop through each number or each character. But what we'll do, we are going to loop from the back, from the end. Remember, it's supposed to read the same from left to right and right to left. So we need from right to left and store it in our number bag, which we will then compare to the left to right, which would be in our variable number. So while index is greater or equal 0, all right, because again we will be looping backwards until it hits the 0. We will be assigning number back equals, actually plus equals, because we are creating the string number plus substring, which is the one character, which would be starting at index position, and it would be only one character long. And index minus minus. So, like I said, we will start, let's say we have a word or a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what number back will store at the end of the loop is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number, the original number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we will compare 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And they're not the same, so it wouldn't be a palindrome. But let's say it's 2, 1, then they will obviously be palindrome because they'll read the same from left and right. So these numbers would be the same. Number would be 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. And number bag would be 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So that's why we are doing it backwards and store it in a separate variable. Now we need to just compare those two. So if number equals number back, then we have the palindrome. We will output console.writeLine. The number you entered is a palindrome. Otherwise, console.writeLine. And obviously it is not the palindrome. Now the number you entered is not a palindrome. All right, so this is we need the console.readLine in order for us to pause the screen. All right, so let's see. I wrote it outside of the class or something. No, console.readLine. Oh, outside of the method. It should be before over here. Now, I didn't use the parentheses here because it's only one line. You don't have to, but you know what? I'll do it. I think it's a better formatting. All right, so this is our program. Let's see. So let's do something that is not a palindrome. The number is not a palindrome. Now do something that is 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. The number you enter is not a palindrome, but it is 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me see what's wrong here. Index minus minus is number equals number back. Okay, we have to rally. So this is just to check the length. while index is greater, we will add to number index in 1. Let me see again. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, let me first also check whether or not it accepts longer numbers than 5 digits. Okay. See, it doesn't. So let's just do more again, and until I do 5 digits, it will be prompting me that to try again. But so that's working, but it was not working is to determine whether or not it is actually a palindrome. So let's do a little shorter number, 1 to 1. That is a palindrome, but it says not. Okay, so let's debug. Let's see what's wrong. So I'll enter 1 to 1, and it goes. So what's number back now? It's 1, okay. Oh, it jumps right there. I have to initialize the index, obviously. Yeah, that's my mistake. I missed the index is actually initialized up here to 0, so it only does one iteration, so it only checks it once. So before this loop, we need to initialize index to the length of the string -1 because it's 0 based. So this number dot length -1 will give us the last character in the string. So let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and now we have a palindrome. And if I don't have a palindrome, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, it's not a palindrome. All right, so let's recap. Again, I'm using a string. The user will enter a number, which I will check against using my number back, which will hold the same string but backwards. I check whether or not the user entered a string that is longer than 5 because the assignment calls only for up to 5 digits. If it is longer than 5, I keep looping and prompting user to enter a new number. Once the user enters a valid number, I look what the length of the number is, and the length of the number will hold the last character of the string. So I will start looping from there, from the last character to the first character, using the substring method and assigning each character to my number back string. So at the end, number back string will hold whatever the user entered, but backwards. So if the original number equals the backwards number, then it's a palindrome. If it is not equal, then it is not a palindrome. Okay, so there you have it. Simple solution to a fairly simple problem. Hope it helped you, and I'll see you next time. Take care.